Hey guys, it's Mijaelle. Welcome to Heartbeat. Today we're talking to Jânée Dewart, who's my mom. She's a soul alchemist, which means that she uses all kinds of therapies to help people release their blockages and live a full and rich life. Today we're talking about sound and its use as a tool for healing and transformation, and I know you're going to get a lot from this interview. So hello!
Hi.
Okay, so you help people connect to their truth, release blockages, and attain their dreams. And one of the ways in which you do this is by using sound. But when did that actually start?
Well, for me, I've always had a negative opinion of my voice, which is hilarious because all my clients love it, but I used to think I can't make nice sound. Everyone can make sound, but I thought, even though I was in choir, I thought, nah, I can't sing. So one day, working with a young girl whose mother had been murdered, she was going through a lot of pain. And I wanted to soothe the pain. I wanted her to feel like release. And no amount of words, no amount of dropping her with hypnotherapy was clearing it.
Yeah.
And I just suddenly felt, wait a minute, let me sing her a lullaby, so to speak. And I started singing. And she started weeping. And it shifted. And then she told me when she came out that it was the most incredible feeling. It felt like she was being lifted up with my voice and carried.
Wow.
And then I started testing it on more people.
Yeah.
And now that's what I do. It's my thing.
Yeah, I know. And then how are our bodies actually affected by sound waves?
Well, if you consider that everything is pure vibration, so water comes in waves, sound comes in waves, then you understand that everything in your body is just compacted waves. So when we exercise the sound, and dependent on where it is, if it's down in the base of your spine, you're going to use a deeper sound like oh. If it's higher up and it's sitting, say, you're getting migraines or something, then you've got to clear it with a lighter sound. So you've got to use different sounds, and what it does is that sound, it's almost as if it's like a needle going into an abscess. It pops it and then it pulls it out. So the sound goes in, cuts whatever the obstacle is, and then draws it out. And the person is able to release with effortless ease. So definitely the bodies respond to sound.
Yeah.
You will know that's why music is so important, because the music we listen to impacts our mood. We're affected by music.
Yes. What has been one of the greatest physical transformations that you've seen through the use of sound in your practice?
The one that stands out for me is one that happened this year. There have been so many, but one this year where I felt my voice going very high, high. And obviously by my speaking voice you can hear I have a deep voice. So for me to keep pulling high, and I made the sound, I'm not going to make it now, it almost sounded like I could smash glass. And in that moment I felt I was breaking through something incredible. And it was a man I was working on, and when I finished, he said that at that moment he literally saw everything in his life shatter. Like all the pain, all the suffering, it was like a mirror broke. Everything shattered, and it didn't just shatter, it totally went to dust. So, and that was just from lifting my voice higher and higher until it reached that pitch. So that was a major transformation, because subsequent to that, he felt freer. He started making quality decisions. In actual fact, he's one of my mentors today, and his business has grown as a result of that session.
Okay, well that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So firstly, what I'm going to illustrate is a shamanic sound using spirit wind. There you go, spirit wind.
Could you tell me about why your drum, which we're showing, is so important to you?
Well, it's called spirit wind, and because he's a being, and you can see it's an eagle. And spirit wind was made. I asked someone to make it, and then Jari, your brothers, everyone most probably knows by now, your mother, painted this for me. And spirit wind is like a guardian that works with me, and he guides the vibration. So when I sit with spirit wind and I drum with my spirit wind, I'm literally invoking the spirit of that bird, of that higher being, to work with me as the Native American medicine woman. So we collaborate, and then we invoke the fullness of spirit. So it becomes such a powerful link for me. It's just such a natural thing for me to do, because it transports me, and therefore I transport people.
Yeah.
And there are other drums, but that drum, my shamanic drum, it works so effectively for me. When I want to just feel connected to earth, that's the drum I want to play with, because it just gets right into the core of my being and reminds me that I'm safe deep in the center of Gaia, and I can be there.
Which sounds or instruments do you use to transform vibrations?
Well, I'm a shaman, as you know, and so a drum is very important to me. And I have a variety of different drums, and I have different sounds I make on the drum. Because as a shaman, when you do a fast beat, you're going into like a cave. And the faster you go, it's going down, 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 down into the depths of the cave. And the cave is an allegory of looking at your own life and looking at things that are hidden and pulling them up. So you've got to go down, 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 and your voice goes down, down, down as well. So that's one that I use. And then when I'm happy and I drum, it becomes like dancing. So you go ba ba ba, and you start laughing, and your whole vibration lifts. So you can use a drum for that. Then I also I have a beautiful rattle, a Native American rattle, Navajo rattle, which brings this beautiful sound. It's just so light, and it's a sense of. I have a totem as an eagle, so it's a sense of flying with the eagles, you know, because it brings that to me. And obviously, as a practitioner, your vibration impacts that instrument, and you work with it. And then I love Tibetan singing bowls because they make the most amazing sounds. And I own two, because one is low vibration and the other one's high vibration. And again, when you get the Tibetan bowl to sing and you pull it up through the person, they literally feel like someone's playing a harp inside of them. That's what it does. And your whole body goes, your spirit gets released.
So lightening the energy. And
yeah, and then I use my voice, but I also, I can take anything. If I don't have a drum or I don't have a Tibetan bowl, I can clap. You know, I can sit and
use your body,
clap, and I can drum on my legs, and I can create that vibration. I've used a pencil on my desk. I've put them to create that, to get vibration, because it's just getting that tone, and you can play with glass and water and bottles, anything. Sound is available everywhere. It's how much you actually tap in.
Yeah.
You know that because you love music.
And then where does your passion and connection to the Native American and Eastern culture come from?
Well, Native American comes from discovering many Native American lives, past lives, and realizing that I just had this natural affinity to that type of healing, a healing which was unafraid of darkness, a healing that could burn fire. And because I'm a Leo with a rising Leo, I'm fire on fire. So fire for me is natural and easy, and I always use fire in cleansing. It's one of the elements I utilize a heck of a lot. Yes, and I also have a phoenix light, and if you look at that, you know, here, the sound of a drum, you always get to think about people dancing around a fire. So the Native American energy links there, and you're right about the opposite, because I'm such a paradox. I also have the Eastern, because I'm very much into Zen Buddhism, into the calm, into the stillness, into the appreciation of all life, which Native Americans also do, and also the willingness to allow higher consciousness. And the sounds, as you can see, I have a lovely Tibetan monk here, you know. The sounds of the Tibetan singing bowls are just so lyrical.
Yeah.
I mean, I often do meditations for myself where I'm walking in the Himalayas and I'm seeing the prayer wheels and I can hear the sounds of the monks in the temple and I can just go be there. And I don't understand, but I can just go sit and I can feel that vibration move through me. So I don't know if I've ever had a Tibetan monk life. I think I've had some kind of monk life, but it's definitely an influence in my life. Yeah, very much. And that's why the house is full of Buddhists.
Yeah.
And Native American artifacts.
Yeah. Why is sound used as a meditative tool, healing and a cleansing tool?
Well, when we think about sound and the version of a mantra, and even if you go back to biblical times, it's written in Joshua 1 verse 8, meditate on my word day and night, so it may be well with you. So when you look at that, the scripture says meditate, and the word meditate there means to mull over. So when you're doing something and you're repeating it, it works. So if you just say the word donkey, 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 you know, it's not it's not going to make you feel happy. But even if you use the word donkey and you enunciate it, you go donkey.
Yeah, true. It's more soothing.
You see, so that even that word, which is a nonsensical word, the vibration you attach to it starts doing it, and that's all of the mantras. If one looks at Sanskrit, the mantras like Om or Om Mani Padme Hum, they're meant to be Om Mani Padme Hum. They're meant to have that Om, like a bell, like a resounding sound.
Yes, yeah.
And because, again, we're water. We're 70 to 80% water, which means we will amplify sound. Just like if you have a concert near water, it carries. Anything near water is amplified. Well, when sound hits your body, it amplifies the goodness and it lifts your spirit. And it just sound vibrates and it creates ripples, like a stone that you throw into water, ripple, ripple, ripple. Well, when you do a sound inside of yourself and you keep repeating that sound, it becomes your meditation. You are turning inward. You are saying, I don't care what's happening around me. I'm going to shut out the world and I'm going to go into a space of, it's called stillness, which is hilarious because you're not still. You're never quiet. You're always talking or connecting or something. You're never still, but it's called going into stillness. So it enables the person to reach higher levels. And what is the effect of that? A much happier life. Much happier life. I couldn't go without my meditation.
So do you feel that anybody could pick up an instrument and start healing themselves or other people?
When you start talking about healing yourself, it's one thing, and healing other people is different. Because before, my view, opinion, obviously, before you heal someone else, you better have all your shit sorted. Because you transfer what you're carrying. So if you have something in you, you're going to transfer it to someone else. And that person doesn't deserve to be encumbered with your rubbish. So I have a big thing about sort your stuff out before you work on other people. If you're wanting to heal yourself, Tibetan music bowls or singing bowls are powerful tools to start using. Even sitting and drumming. It's awesome to drum. I don't think anyone should discard the fact that they themselves carry their fullness inside of them. They have all the answers inside of them. They have access to higher consciousness. Because I teach empowerment. Don't come to me and let me have to do everything for you. Get it, be it, breathe it, live it. So totally people can for themselves any day. But before you start eating others, sort yourself out.
There's a responsibility thing there,
big time.
And then how do we tap into your own power sound or healing sound,
Well, I tell people just to get quiet first. And the best way to do is to take like 5 or 6 long breaths, and that means count to 4 on the in-breath, hold it for 4, and exhale with a sigh like to 4. And keep your eyes closed, because what you do in that time is stop thinking, and you almost start doing a little bit of self-hypnosis. And when you put yourself in that space, you can start hearing. And then you start making a sound, even if it's goo, 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 ga, ga, ga. Who cares if it sounds crazy? But keep going until it rolls. It will change. Because you'll first go, goo, goo, and you'll think, I feel like an idiot, I sound dumb, and it'll roll.
Yeah.
It just does. But you gotta break through your own fear, your own judgment,
Criticism.
your own self-criticism, others' opinions.
Yeah.
We all have a unique vibration, and that vibration sound will just ding. Do you know that everybody has a unique signature? And when I talk to dead people, I can see them by that unique signature.
Yeah.
So I can hear them when they walk into the room. I can feel them because they're so unique. So your sound is as unique.
Have you had a weird sound come to you when somebody's stepped into the room?
Oh yeah. I've one day I actually had let me just think, was it a young girl or a young guy that walked in? And their parents had died. I think it was a young girl. And it was a cacophony. It was like so many sounds going off that I almost cringed. It was like clanging cymbals, and like one would imagine a one-man band walking down the street. Some people would love that, but most of us go, oh. And this guy carried all of that. So this person's father had this massive amount of sound. And I had to just be still and not get freaked out, and then ask him, just to tone it down. And then it was clear that he had a larger than life personality.
Oh, wow.
He just was this brave man, this man with a big presence. And when he walked into the room, people knew he was there long before he arrived, and he had a big guffaw for a laugh, and he was So of course he would hit me with
that loud kind of feeling.
abrasive sound. So yeah.
Yeah,
That was
that's pretty cool.
interesting.